Sudan on the brink, a call to action to prevent a national famine. The dire warnings are undeniable. Sudan is teetering on the edge of a catastrophic humanitarian crisis, with millions facing starvation and mass displacement. The ongoing war has weaponized food and hunger, pushing the country towards a national famine by July, as stated in a recent report by the Netherlands Institute of International Relations. Millions at risk, 80% of the population, around 36 million people, could be suffering from acute hunger by July. 1 million people could perish from malnutrition and food shortages this year. Nearly 8 million have already been displaced from their homes due to the conflict. Children are particularly vulnerable, with over 700,000 likely to suffer severe malnutrition. A weaponized crisis. There are the deliberate tactics of the Rapid Support Forces, RSF, who are weaponizing food and hunger, destroying and looting food infrastructure, preventing people from accessing food, blocking humanitarian aid. The situation now, starvation cases are already being reported, with deaths occurring around Khartoum and Darfur. Médecins Sans Frontières, MSF, reports a mortality rate exceeding double the emergency threshold in the Zamzam camp for displaced people in North Darfur. Limited access to healthcare further exacerbates the crisis, with many facilities non-functional or inaccessible. Urgent action needed. Time is running out. We, the Darfur Union in the UK, urge immediate and concerted action to avert this unfolding tragedy. 1. Increased funding. The UN's appeal for $4.1 billion in humanitarian aid for Sudan must be met. Donors must prioritize direct funding to NGOs and UN agencies working on the ground. 2. Unhindered access. RSF blockades and security threats must be lifted to allow unimpeded access to humanitarian workers and aid. The RSF must lift restrictions on communication and movement of essential supplies. 3. Accountability. The international community must demand an independent investigation into potential war crimes related to the use of hunger as a weapon. Those responsible for blocking aid and harming civilians must be held accountable. 4. Diplomatic pressure. The UK government, alongside international allies, must exert pressure on the warring factions to cease hostilities and negotiate a peaceful resolution. The international community must collectively demand an end to the suffering of the Sudanese people. 5. Public awareness. We urge the media and the public to amplify the voices of the suffering Sudanese people. Raise awareness about this unfolding humanitarian catastrophe and demand action from your elected officials. Together, we can prevent a famine and save lives. Time is of the essence. Act now.